Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Central YouTube channel as we're back with another student athlete interview. Another player from the girls basketball team who we got to see in action just a couple nights ago. Today, I'm with sophomore Chloe Ackerman. Chloe, thank you for joining us today on the Central YouTube channel.
Of course.
It's awesome to have you. She has study hall right now. Told me she has a lot of work to do. It's getting to be crunch time for these students. So we're going to try and keep this brief so we can get her back to her studies. She is a student athlete, not an athlete student. And so we got to make sure she's taking care of that end. And she certainly is. Chloe, 74-46 loss to Menominee on Tuesday in your seasonal and home opener. Played well in the first half, second half. Menominee started hitting shots, actually hit a lot of shots. What were your thoughts on the game?
I mean, like you said, I think we did really well in the first half. Second half, I think we just got really tired. I mean, we don't have a very deep bench, and we've also only had a week of practice beforehand. So I think we weren't super prepared, but and when the other team is scoring 17 threes,
what can you do, right? I mean, Mary Berg hit 10 3-pointers. She was scoring from all over the floor. And sometimes the other team just makes more shots than you. I like that you bring up the fact that you're not quite in shape yet, which is understandable. Early on in the year, you've had a week of practice, a week of trying to gel together as a team, and that's something that's going to take a little bit of time. Coach Arnold even mentioned on the broadcast that that's something that we'll see improve from this team as the year goes, as I'm sure Coach Q will be getting you guys in shape probably quicker than you want to be getting in shape. So I'm sure he's working on that. You personally, last year, as a freshman, took over a starting role on the varsity team. You started on the VR. I remember watching you on the VR, and then suddenly you were up on the varsity and getting some minutes there, and then you were thrust into the starting lineup. What was that experience like going from, really eighth grade basketball the year before to all of a sudden starting on the varsity team?
I mean, it was definitely nerve-wracking. I mean, I remember being very nervous, but I think especially the more games and the more experience I had, the more it just felt natural almost. But it was definitely very nerve-wracking at first. And I mean, I've even seen like our very first game this year, I definitely felt a lot more confident going in than I did last year.
Which is a benefit of playing the young kids early on, right? It gets them so they're not so nervous when it is their time to shine. And Chloe Ackerman coming back as a sophomore now, she said it feels much more comfortable and got those nerves out of the way. However, you do have a couple other freshmen on the team, notably Ellie Gillitzer. So what I'm wondering from you, Chloe, is that experience of playing on the varsity as a freshman. Do you kind of know what Ellie's going through right now? And with that, can you now be a leader and kind of take her under your wing and help her?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if she's feeling anything like I did, she's probably pretty nervous. And I don't know, I think it's helpful to have someone who's gone through that and that can kind of let you know that eventually it will just feel natural and that you're doing great and
that you're playing where you're supposed to play. So
yeah.
awesome. So people may not know, but before a broadcast, either Joel or I or Coach Arnold, somebody will get a hold of each of the coaches and kind of ask a little bit about each player so we have something to talk about on the air. Coach Q mentioned something that caught my eye about you, Chloe. He said she's gonna become your favorite player. And when he says something like that, he knows the type of player that I enjoy watching. He knows the type of player that I enjoyed coaching back in my coaching days. And that's somebody who takes a lot of pride in their defense, somebody who's not afraid to step in and take a charge, somebody who does all the dirty work that might not show up on a score sheet or a box score at the end of the game, but is really somebody that's impactful in the game. Is that what he's expecting from you? And is that the type of player that you can be?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've always felt like our defense has been better than my offense, and I just feel like I can really help our team out. And yeah.
And I saw you try and step in and take a charge against Menominee, and you just got there a little bit late. It's a skill. It's something that takes a little bit of time to get used to. It's hard to just step in there and have somebody plow into you. I'm excited to watch you get those skills and eventually maybe be able to take the charge like Sienna Torgerud did last year. I think she took 15 of them or so throughout the year. So somebody that you can learn from. Okay, so personal goals for the year. Chloe Ackerman, it will have been a successful season for you if blank.
So some of my personal goals was to finish more. So I want to be having an average of at least like 6 points a game versus last year. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was a lot lower.
Mhm.
And then also just being more confident, like dribbling into the hoop and getting stops on D as well.
So yeah, and that'll come with the confidence, and hopefully we see that from you here your sophomore year. We got a big game tonight at Eau Claire North. Unfortunately, not going to be covered on the YouTube channel as we have a football banquet here, and I got to be dad, and Coach Arnold has to be coach, and so we don't have any coverage to go up there. I'm not real happy about that, but it is what it is. So we'll have to just follow along with updates as we can with how you guys are doing. But what do we know about the Eau Claire North team? Have you had a chance to watch any film on them? Do we remember anything from last year? What is the game going to look like tonight?
I mean, we know they're a very well team. We watched a little bit of film and we know they're a very well-rounded team who can put up a fight. So we're just gonna go in there and do our best and try and catch them off their game and hopefully get a win tonight. So
Absolutely, get that first win of the year. Always hard to go into somebody else's gym, especially when it's a long road trip. I heard the announcement saying you guys are leaving here pretty soon.
yeah.
Always hard to do. So that's a challenge. That's part of being an athlete. And so we'll see how that goes for you guys tonight. Certainly wish you guys the best of luck. Personal question here. What's your favorite part of playing girls basketball at Central High School? What do you just love about this sport?
I mean, I love our team. It's a very fun team who knows when to focus up, but also can have a lot of fun. And it's just I've felt like I've belonged on it, and it's a good community to be a part of.
That's awesome. And that speaks to Coach Q and the culture that he's created with that girls basketball team. And that's really what it's all about. At the end of the day, of course, we want to win games, but at the end of the day, what are you going to remember from your girls basketball experience? It's the teammates, it's the coaches, it's the fun that you have together. So I'm glad to hear that that's what your favorite part of playing girls basketball here is at Central High School. Well, you have a game tonight at Eau Claire North. We're not going to cover. We'll certainly have results for you. I'll probably put on Twitter as soon as I know, so the people that are following along know how you did. But we are covering your next game, and that's Monday night, a rare Monday night game, and it's on the road again, as you guys got a couple road games coming up here at Osseo Fairchild. Coach Arnold and I will be making the travel up to Osseo Fairchild to cover that game. We're very excited about that. So we will be covering that game for all of our viewers. Hopefully everybody can tune in, and keep following this girls basketball team. Hopefully the 1-1 girls basketball team after tonight, and maybe look to get that winning record, get to 2-1 next Monday. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Chloe, thank you for taking time out of your studies to join us on the YouTube channel. I'll let you get back to the book. Don't worry about it. I'll let you get back to the book, but thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And viewers, thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a good day. We will see you Monday night.